Doesn't it hurt the case that just in the last 5 years, the amount of people on the list has gone from 600,000 and change up to 1.2 million? And I guess people arguing can say, look what you're doing here. You're just throwing everybody onto this list.
It hurts the government's case, yes.
Yes.
Because the government, and one of the things that so animated this federal judge is that no FBI agent who testified in the case gave the same story or the same understanding as to how they put people on the list. They just put them on the list, and if there was any doubt, the doubt should be in favor of freedom, not in favor of being put on the list. They flipped that and put them on the list if there was any doubt.
Wasn't the issue, too, that they didn't actually tell them why they were on the list to begin with?
Not only did they not tell them why, they didn't tell them they were on. So you're crossing the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey to New York, the way you go when you pay a toll, and the toll taker says, I'm not going to take your money, and the Easy Pass doesn't work, and they don't let you go forward, and you don't know why, and nobody tells you why until a year later your lawyer files a lawsuit, and in the lawsuit she finds out why.
What's the recommendation then, going forward? The vagueness is there still.
The government would have to have a trial, a jury trial, in order to put somebody on that list.
In the case of a national emergency, which was sort of how 9/11 was approached or viewed, I think, by the government, wouldn't there be certain powers given to the government or the FBI that might allow something like this, at least temporarily?
No. The Supreme Court has been very clear. There's no such thing as emergency power under the Constitution, even though there are a half-dozen statutes that give the President of the United States near dictatorial powers in the case of an emergency that he declares. There's no authority for that in the Constitution.
So President Trump could not declare a national emergency and say, as part of the remedy of this national emergency or to address it, we need this watch list.
He probably could do it. And by the time it was invalidated by the courts, the emergency would have passed.
Judge, I'm getting a wrap, but I have to throw in one more. The Council on American Islamic Relations was a part of the challenge to this law, or this position of 1 million people on the watch list. This is a group that was a co-conspirator, unindicted co-conspirator of a terrorist case. They're a group that still does not recognize Hamas as a terrorist organization. It gives me a qualm that they were a part of the group challenging the government's position on this.
Well, the people actually doing the challenging are American citizens and the ACLU. I would imagine the ACLU...
But American citizens can make mistakes, too.
Right, but American citizens have rights that can't be taken away in secret.
Yeah. All right. Judge Andrew Napolitano.